You're not weird. You're just awake in a world that's hypnotized. The stadium roars. Millions scream at the same second. People cry, fight, break things, lose their minds over a ball crossing a line. And you sit there, silent, unmoved, wondering why everyone else feels something you don't. It's not that you hate football. It's that the noise doesn't reach you. The hype doesn't penetrate you. The collective emotion that pulls everyone into the same trance, somehow, it leaves you untouched. And for a moment, you ask yourself the question you never say out loud. Why do I feel nothing when everyone else feels everything? You think you're the outsider, the strange one, the emotionless one. But here's the truth no one tells you. There's a psychology behind people who don't watch football, and it reveals far more about your mind than the game ever could. People assume you're not interested. They think you're cold, boring, disconnected, like you're missing some emotional chip that everyone else has. But the truth is much simpler and much deeper. You're not anti-football. You're anti-hype. Your mind doesn't respond to collective excitement. It doesn't get stimulated by chaos, noise, or crowds synchronizing their emotions. While most people are wired to feel alive only when everyone else is excited, you're wired differently. Your attention is selective. Your emotions are intentional. Your energy is precious. And you don't spend it on things that don't move you. Some people chase adrenaline. You chase meaning. Some people need spectacle. You need silence. Some people lose themselves in the crowd. You find yourself outside of it. And this one simple truth already separates you from 90% of society. Because in a world addicted to hype, not being pulled in is a superpower most people will never understand. There isn't just one kind of person who doesn't watch football. There are four, and each one reveals something rare about the mind. Type 1. The detached thinker. You're the observer. You don't get absorbed into collective emotions. You analyze them. While everyone screams at the screen, you're silently studying them like a social experiment. You see patterns, not players. Human behavior, not goals. Psychology, not penalty kicks. It's not that you lack emotion. You simply refuse to let your emotions be hijacked by group hysteria. Type 2. The anti-hype rebel. You don't reject football. You reject anything the world worships blindly. When something becomes the thing everyone must care about, your mind instinctively steps back. Not because you're difficult, but because your identity isn't for sale. You protect your individuality by refusing to drown in the same excitement that swallows everyone else. Type 3. The low dopamine minimalist. You don't feel pleasure from cheap stimulation. Your dopamine system is different. Crowd noise doesn't move you. Score updates don't excite you. Adrenaline bursts feel pointless. Your brain saves its energy for deeper, richer experiences. Ideas, creation, self-growth, silence, purpose. People think you're numb, but the truth is the opposite. You feel too deeply to waste emotion on something that doesn't matter to you. Type 4. The social outsider. Not in a negative way, but in a psychological way. Group identity rituals drain you. You've always felt like you're standing slightly outside the circle. When people bond over football, you feel like you're watching a language you never learned. You're not disconnected from the sport. You're disconnected from the need to belong. And that alone changes everything. These four types look different on the outside, but they all share one thing. Their mind refuses to follow the crowd just because the crowd is loud. Your brain isn't broken. It's wired differently. While fans scream and cheer, their brains release dopamine, the same chemical that lights up when we eat, touch, or fall in love. They are literally getting high on football. And your brain simply doesn't respond that way. Tribal instincts. Humans evolved in tribes. Survival depended on belonging. Loyalty meant life. Football hijacks that same ancient wiring. Teams become tribes, jerseys become armor, stadiums become battlegrounds. But your tribal instinct is tuned elsewhere. To your work, your ideas, your craft, your tribe. You're not antisocial. You're tribal in a way the world doesn't immediately see. Mirror neuron difference. Mirror neurons make us feel what others feel. You flinch when someone is hurt, smile when someone laughs. Fans' brains mirror players' joy or despair. Yours might mirror a book you read, a problem you solved, a melody you felt. Just not a 90-minute game. Indifference isn't emptiness. It's selective resonance, emotional allocation. You have limited emotional bandwidth. You choose where it goes. Football fans invested in the pitch. You invested in life, creation, thought, growth. You're not emotionless. You're emotionally optimized. You just don't outsource your feelings to strangers in kits. The neurological truth is simple. Your mind is not wrong. It's just designed for something else. And that something else is often richer, deeper, and quieter than anyone realizes. Not watching football isn't just a preference. It's a social position. And depending on where you live, that position has consequences. Monday morning isolation. Everyone's talking. Inside jokes flying. Shared victories, shared defeats. You're there, smiling, nodding, pretending to care just enough to avoid awkwardness. But inside, you're alone. Not because you want to be, but because football is social currency. It's how people bond, connect, recognize each other, and you're outside that loop. The masculinity test. In many places, not watching football is suspicious, especially for men. What do you mean you don't watch football? The question carries weight, judgment, confusion. Some fake it to fit in. Others refuse. They accept being labeled different and pay the social price in small moments of disconnection. The belonging gap fans say, "We won. We're through to the finals." You can see the identity merge, the emotional bond, but it's inaccessible to you. Your brain doesn't build identity this way. You belong elsewhere, different tribes, different communities, and in moments like these, everyone else feels the shared identity, and you quietly notice you don't. Not watching football isn't apathy. It's a different map of connection, a different allocation of attention. And sometimes, that difference comes with a cost. Feeling outside a world everyone else seems fully part of. Some of you made a deliberate choice, and that choice comes from deep understanding. You saw the tribalism. You watched loyalty turn into hatred, fans despising each other over arbitrary colors and logos, violence erupting over a game. Something inside recoiled. You thought, we have enough real divisions in the world. Why create artificial ones? You saw the money billionaires buying clubs, players earning more in a week than most earn in a lifetime, fans priced out of stadiums their families built. You realized, this isn't passion anymore. It's business. I don't want to be a consumer. You calculated the cost. 10 hours a week, 500 hours a year, 20 full days. And you asked yourself, what could I create with 20 days? What could I learn? Who could I become? You decided the opportunity cost was too high. You protected your peace. Watching fans ride emotional roller coasters, happiness dictated by strangers' performance. I have enough things trying to destabilize my peace. I'm not adding this. You didn't quit football. You quit outsourcing your emotions. You opted out, not from passion, but from chaos. Some of you aren't choosing this. You're trapped in it. You want to feel what others feel, but there's a wall between you and the experience. The pattern blindness. Experienced fans see formations, tactical shifts, momentum changes. You see chaos, people running, a ball moving, everyone reacting to things you don't perceive. It's like watching chess without knowing the rules. You see the pieces move, but the meaning escapes you. The intensity confusion. Someone's team loses. They're devastated. Day ruined. Week ruined. And you think, but nothing actually happened to me. Why are they in pain? You don't mean this cruelly. You genuinely can't understand the mechanism. The belonging mystery fans say we won. We're through to the finals. And you think, but you didn't do anything. Why we? You see the identity merge happening. You recognize it's real for them, but you cannot access it. It's like being told about a color you can't see. You believe it exists, but you'll never know what it looks like. Some of you don't watch football specifically because everyone else does. And you know this about yourself. The pressure triggers you. Football is assumed, expected, default. Did you watch the game? Isn't really a question. It's an assumption. And that assumption makes something in you resist. You think, no, I'm not part of your mass. I don't follow just because everyone else does. You don't avoid football. You avoid becoming predictable. The authenticity suspicion. You watch people who only care during World Cups, who perform interest because it's socially required. And you think, half of these people don't even care. They're just afraid to be different. So you become deliberately different. To prove you're not performing. To prove you think for yourself. Even if that means missing out on genuine connection. The saturation rebellion. Football is everywhere. Every screen, every conversation, every news cycle. You feel suffocated by its omnipresence. So you carve out space. Your time, your attention, your mental territory, football-free zones. Not because you hate the sport, but because you hate how it colonizes everything. This is your protest. You can't have all of me. This space is mine. And then there's you, the one who genuinely doesn't care. Not rebelliously, not confusedly, just honestly. The emotional flatline. Someone asks, "Did you see the match?" You respond with the same energy as, "Did you see the weather forecast?" No hostility, no curiosity, just nothing. The allocation clarity. Your life has priorities. Football isn't on the list, not consciously rejected, just never added. It's not in your field of attention. It doesn't occupy mental space. It's not part of your identity map. The stability advantage. While others ride emotional waves every weekend, you remain level. Your happiness doesn't depend on match outcomes. Your mood on Monday isn't determined by whether strangers won or lost. You've built emotional stability on things you control. Your work, your relationships, your growth. You're calm in a world addicted to noise. And there's peace in that. The social navigation. You've learned to move through football culture smoothly. You ask basic questions. You smile. You redirect conversations naturally. Not uncomfortable, not superior, just elsewhere, and you're fine with that. Here's what all of this reveals about being human. Passion doesn't disappear. You're not less passionate than football fans. Your passion just has a different target. Everyone needs meaning. Everyone needs excitement. Everyone needs community. You've just found yours somewhere else. Tribalism is inevitable. You can't escape being tribal. It's in your DNA, evolved over millennia. Football fans found their tribe on the pitch. You found yours in a different arena. Neither is superior. Both are human. Connection takes many forms. Football fans bond over matches. You bond over different shared experiences. The need for connection is universal. The pathway is personal. Meaning is self-assigned. Football fans have decided those 90 minutes matter. You've decided something else matters. Neither of you is objectively correct. Both are creating meaning in a universe that provides none. Meaning isn't found, it's assigned. And you simply assigned yours elsewhere. The real question. The question isn't, why don't you watch? It's, what do you watch instead? Because you're not doing nothing. You're not emotionally dead. You're not disconnected from life. You've just allocated your finite attention and emotional energy differently. And if we're honest, that's exactly what everyone does. You just happen to allocate it away from football. So, what does it mean that you don't watch football? It means you're human, with specific wiring, specific triggers, specific passions. It doesn't make you broken. It doesn't make you superior. It doesn't make you less capable of joy or connection. It just makes you, you. You're not missing out on life. You're living a different version of it, with different tribes, different rituals, different sources of meaning. And that's not just okay, it's necessary. Because a world where everyone cares about the same things would be boring, monotonous, lifeless. We need the passionate fans creating electric atmospheres, and we need the quiet observers finding magic elsewhere. Both are valid. Both are valuable. Both are essential to the human experience. Next time someone asks, "Why don't you watch football?" Don't apologize. Don't explain. Just smile. Because you know something they don't. You're not heartless. You're selective. You're not disconnected from the world. You're disconnected from its distractions.